Hey guys, Snowman here with another tutorial. This time I'm going to cover zooming and panning. If you saw my last tutorial, you'll know exactly where we are. We did slow-mo and fast-mo, and we have this clip to work with. So we're going to cover zooming, panning, keyframes, instant and gradual zoom, and we'll even talk a little bit about motion tracking.
You're a liar!
So when you're ready to zoom and pan, you're going to click the Zoom Pan Crop tool. This is going to bring up this window. And down here you have your keyframe timeline. You have just one keyframe. By default, every clip is just one keyframe, so nothing's going to change with the camera orientation. But we want it to zoom, right? So I'm going to create a zoom right here in between 1 and 2 seconds. I'm going to zoom in, halfway, I guess. And what that's going to do is that's going to create a gradual zoom effect. So that's pretty nice. What I want to do now is, now that I'm zoomed in, I want to stay zoomed in and I want to follow another part of the scene. So I'm going to add another keyframe later in the timeline. And what I see on this timeline, I want to zoom in on the point of interest. In this case, there's a thing near the explosion. Be sure to keep your aspect ratio the same. You can lock it. Okay, so now that you have these two keyframes, you have a gradual zoom, and we're staying zoomed in throughout the clip. Maybe you want that, but maybe you want the transition to look a little smoother, and you zoom back out by the time the slow-mo is done. So what you'll want to do is click plus here, another create keyframe, right-click your frame, and just restore it. So basically, you're going to kind of zoom in and zoom out back to the original frame throughout this. That's gradual zoom. So that's great, but let's say I want to be zoomed in at the start of this clip. What I would do is I would open up the zoom crop tool again, look for my first keyframe, and I'd either delete the first keyframe or I just adjust the first keyframe to be what I want, where I expect it, so that it doesn't have to do any transition zooming in. Now this is a pretty imperfect way to do it. You can see there's some kind of bounce in and out because of that now. So what I'm going to do to fix that, I'm going to delete this keyframe, and I'm actually just going to copy and paste my first keyframe here. Copy. I'm going to go back to the front of my timeline and paste. And that will ensure that the clip starts zoomed in. And then we'll zoom back out. Perfect. So now you know how to do the zoom effect. You can use that to create a whole bunch of different effects. It's great to time that with music or with things going on in the video. Hope this has been helpful. Let me know if you use it in your next project. I'll see you next time.
Perfect.
Shooter!